Okay, we are live on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, right? And the chat that you see is on YouTube. So thanks for coming. My new schedule for my channel is Tuesdays at noon Eastern time and Thursdays at, I said Tuesday noon. Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and Saturday, always Cricut Design Space class at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so together we're going to be doing this card. I've gotten a lot of people saying that I'm only doing projects for the maker now, which is not true. I've just been showing a lot of videos with the new tools. And most of my files, you can use the Explorer 1, the Explorer Air, and the Explorer Air 2, and the Maker with most of my projects. There might be 10 of them that you can't, but most of them you can. Today we are doing this Wishing You. The flamingos, I used the new holographic craft board. Aren't they pretty? These flamingos and the grass are all in Cricut Access. And I made it a pop-up card. Oh, where's the camera? So there it is. So this could be a card that will work for almost any occasion. I was just thinking while I was getting ready, I was thinking, oh, Saturday's video, I could show you how to totally customize this card or other cards that are in projects, or if somebody shares a card with you or anything like that, you can customize this card. I thought you could put Flamingo birthday, you can change the text, you can change the font, and you can add words, take words away. You can also have the Cricut write down here and write a personal message if you want, or you can handwrite a message down here. But this could be for anything. It could be a thank you card. Just telling somebody to have a great day is always any reason to give somebody a card. Isn't it cute though? And it sits on the desk. Well, it was. Let me switch my camera. It was sitting up. So nice. There you go. It'll sit up so somebody could set it on their desk and look nice. I used a glitter gel pen. Oh, I forgot to turn this light on. To write the Flamingo. That font? Who can guess what font it is? Isn't that fun to guess? I'm not going to tell you until someone guesses correctly. Okay. I'm also going to show you how I cut. Okay, these we cut separately. But how I cut all of these on the same mat. So let me show you that now, I think, to get that out of the way. And then we will put the flamingos together. The reason I did this on the mat is because the first time I did it, it was kind of difficult to see where, those are great guesses, but they're not correct. It was kind of difficult to see which pieces go with which flamingo. I used 3 different flamingos, and to find which legs go with them and which beak and those types of things, it was kind of hard. So it's much easier to cut them. Well, actually, it's much easier to leave them on the mat until I was ready to glue them together. Okay, no one has guessed the correct font yet that I have seen. So should I just tell you? So it's much easier to put these together. If I put them all in a pile, there's just pieces of the legs that don't fit correctly. So what I also did is I lined up the 3 flamingos. That's it, Melanie Moore. Melanie Moore. Got it right. It's Carly's sketch. So I'm not taking these images off the mat until we're ready. So this is the holographic cardstock, isn't it? Flamazing. That's our word for the day. Flamazing. Okay. So let me show you real fast how to do this. Oh, I think I forgot to look to see if my... Oh, yep, there it is. Okay, so here's the project file. And actually, I cut these on accident with these pieces here because I was playing with the grass and I was slicing it and changing sizes and stuff, and these cut out. And we're going to use these. I decided, oh, I wanted some extra grass. I added extra grass. So this grass, you can... cut with scissors and use as you want. I think I cut this one into 2 pieces and you'll see how I put that together. So we're going to click Make It. Click. Okay, there's the white one. Oh, you know what? I also want to show you because I made a mistake when I was putting these flamingos together. And usually when I do videos, I try to have it prepared more where maybe I would do 2 of them already ahead of time and do 1 on camera. But because I made more than 1 mistake putting these flamingos together, I wanted to do it all for you so you can see. I want you to look at the flamingo right here. You might not be able to see this white one, but this is the white one. I cut the white one in craft board. It's really not necessary to do craft board, but I did do it in craft board for the bottom one. And they are in the order that you put them together. I didn't do it that order. And I had to cut and piece things together and pull up after I glued. So I want to make sure that you guys know ahead of time, this is the order projects go in. So when you have anything that was created from Cricut, that's in Cricut Access, or it came from Design Space, not an uploaded file, you can look in the layers panel and look at the order they go in. So first you want the white one, then you're going to glue the black one on top of the white one. That's the easiest part. They're kind of even. You think, why do we even need both of these? Well, you could get away without the white one and there'd be a hole through the little eye. The little eye right there is the only reason you need the white one. You could also get away without this top pink layer, and you could do this orange layer pink if you wanted pink, or some flamingos are orange. You can do whatever color you want. So you glue black onto the white, and then this is the yellow for the legs. You glue that onto the black, but I'll tell you, I did do the legs last, but I needed the beak. That's another mistake, because I thought, well, I don't need to glue that on there right away. I can do this first. And you can't. You need to glue this beige piece on top of the beak. There's a little yellow beak here you can't see. The actual legs you could do last, only the legs, but you need the beak. You glue the beige piece onto the beak, you glue the peach piece onto the beige, and the pink piece onto the orange. So just look in the layers panel and you'll see from bottom to top, these are the layers that you do. And we're going to put 3 of them together. You might see another mistake. It's possible, but I wanted you guys to see the mistakes ahead of time so you don't make them also. Okay, so now we're going to show you how to cut them on one mat, because keeping them on the mat is very, very helpful. So I'm going to click Make It. Now the black and white ones, I don't know what color that is. I used black for that one. It doesn't matter so much. I just cut those ahead of time. But mat 3, 4, 5, and 6, I put all on the same mat. So what I started with this mat, I left those there. Actually, I moved this one a little lower to scoot this over. Just save just a little bit of room there. And then I moved these over on this mat. And then I moved them. I'm going to click the circle right here with the 3 dots and move to another mat. And then I'm going to bring it to the pink mat. The reason I moved it ahead of time is because then it goes over to this mat in the same place where I left it. And then I don't get confused on which color it is. Okay, so this one, I'm going to move this. This was right around here before. I'm going to show you what happens if I were to leave it where it was and then move it to another mat. Oh no, now which one is it? Like if I were to click off that, I might be a little confused, especially with all of these looking the same. Whoops, see, now I can't even grab it. That's the reason I moved it beforehand. Okay, now we gotta move these back. Now I can move them around on the mat if I wanted to do that. I don't think I did that with this one, but you can move them. So now we have the pink, and then I have to remember these in this top corner are going to be the orange ones. Now let's move these. I'm going to move, wait, let's go back here. I know that these have to be lower than the 3-inch mark, and I like some extra room between them so I can have extra paper. So I'm going to maybe put it around the 5-inch mark. So I'm going to move these now so I don't get confused on what color they will be. And then we're going to move them, move to another mat. We're going to click the pink mat every time. Then we're going to click back on the cream mat, go to another mat, and we're just repeating ourselves. Click on a new mat color. And then the yellow one. I'm going to move these down to this corner. Now, here's something else I couldn't just, oh, you know what? I'm going to rearrange these and the others, but we're going to put them down here first. Then I'll show you. That helps out a lot when you're putting the birds together. So we have to keep going back to the yellow mat, move to another mat, click on the pink, and confirm. Okay, now here's what I did to make it so much easier for myself. I wanted them all in the same order. So I wanted this one to match this one, the middle one to always be the same one. They're not that way here or here. So this one matches that. So we're going to move that. We're going to put him over here. This matches that one and this. I know this matches because look, they're pretty close here. So I'm going to move that there. So I have 1, 2, and 3 flamingos. They're always 1, 2, and 3. They match. So now we got to look at the legs. Well, I had to go back and look at the legs to see which is which. Okay, this one would be first. This one is second, and then this one is third. This one goes with that guy. Straight legs goes with this one. And then cross legs. Now, another thing I almost did. I didn't do it, did I? Maybe. No, I didn't. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm like looking. What did I do? Oh, I didn't do them in the right order. When I cut mine, I put this one here. But But like if I were to move this here, this dot I think is going to go with that bird and I'm going to get confused. So you might want to think about that. Think about if you're going to know which one goes with each one. Because to be honest, when I did my first one, I got confused on these and I didn't know. These go with the beak. I wasn't sure which one goes with the beak. So that's why I had to cut some, and like I said, I made mistakes. So I'm trying to make this as easy as possible for you. So that's how I did it. And then I just hit continue and I cut this out. These two are craft boards, so I cut it all out as craft board. I was going to take a picture of that, but I didn't. But I put the pink craft board in this area. I cut it with scissors first, then put the orange craft board here. And I can show you on the mat. Let's go back to the mat. Okay, here's my pieces. So I had that there. This here. I forgot. I was going to leave these on the mat and take them off so you know. But, you know, they were more straight. I just cut these with scissors. I counted how many squares. Yeah, real precise. I counted how many squares on here I needed. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I needed 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And maybe I put a little extra maybe just to make sure it covers. I don't do exact because I want bigger. So that's how they were. And this one was a bigger piece just because I had a bigger piece. So this is how they were on the mat. Do we have any questions on that? Tidbits and Tinkerings on Facebook says, wish we could select multiple pieces to move all at once. That would be awesome. I wish that too. Okay. But I wanted you to learn a little something about that and to just make your putting things together much easier. And I'm using art glitter glue. And hold on, I gotta make this so I can see your chat easiest. Okay, and I can see the Facebook chat and Twitch. Okay. Yeah, I see Jamie answering a question. I didn't see the question. Sometimes you will see a problem in the layers panel. It'll have the little hazard sign. If you see that and it's drawing, all you need to do is pick another color of pen. You can pick the same color, but you have to pick a color because that project was made before they put in the actual pen colors. And before they used to have just black, red, blue, you know, you just pick a color. But now it's actual pen colors. Okay. Oh, all right. Let's start with this one. And make sure they're going the right way. So this one is the inside one. So it goes this way because I could get confused and do it that way. And then that's not going to work on those because they're only one-sided. So what was the bottom layer? Was the yellow, right? So, oh wait, the black. The black gets put on the white. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to do one at a time. Make sure you put glue on the correct side. And it just completely covers it. Now to do, okay, this is the middle one, but I did mess this up here. I didn't put them in the right order. But this goes with the middle one. And this is also his beak. So right now I'm grabbing just the beak and the beige beak of this one. And the beige goes on top of the yellow. So I'm going to glue that on there before I put it down. And I'm going to make sure it's even at the top and the sides, and then it just leaves just a little bit at the bottom. So it looks like that. I don't know if you can see that, the yellow. It's just a little piece of yellow. Okay, now I am not going to put this on yet. I think it goes right there. Also, when I'm putting these together, I like to go to Design Space. Oh, I'm going to cancel this. And look at them to see what I'm putting together. So I have his beak together. I have the beige and the yellow, and I'm not going to glue it on yet because I want to glue on the pink and peach colors first, just so I know that is lined up. As long as I put you guys, I told you, I glued the white piece right onto the black piece. That was a mistake. That's why I'm being so, telling you so much of how to do it in what layer. It's not hard once you do it. And if you look at the picture. Okay, so this piece, and I was thinking, well, I don't know why you need that whole piece. Well, that's his whole belly. I had to cut this out and piece it underneath there. I can go ahead and put this on. Oh, see, now with this on, I will know where this goes. I'm going to go ahead and glue the beige piece on. There's no yellow underneath this piece. And these are not placed evenly. They're placed so you can see a little black outline. You just got to move it around a little bit. And if you look at mine, they're not perfect, but they still look good. Okay, so now I know where the beak goes. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue and put it right here. And I'm going to leave a little black there because the picture has black around it. So there we are right now. And then we did this one. We need this layer. So that goes next, but I'm going to go ahead and get the pink layer. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this together before I glue this on, because I think I'll be able to line it up better if I do it before. And line up the edge of the neck and the head. Now, you'll see this is not lined up there. It's to show a little bit of that other color through. And of course, you can do these in any colors you want. Look this way. If you turn it over, you'll be able to see if it's lined up better also. There, that looks good. So now I'm going to go ahead and put glue on the bottom of this. And lay this right on top of the beige piece. And then we have these little pieces You see, they go right here. And it's nice to keep it on the mat so you know where they go and how they go, because I took them off the mat before I glued them on. And I'm like, which goes where? Which way is the top? Which way is the bottom? So, biggest tip I can give you today, leave it on the mat until you're cutting it, or leave it on the mat until you're gluing it. There. Now we can put the legs on. These legs are easy. The other ones come in more pieces than just two. Okay. Now I have this one done. This is the inside. Do you guys want me to go ahead and show you how to put the card together, and then we'll put the rest of these together? Because this goes on the inside and the rest goes on the outside. Let's do that. And then if you need more help with paper, piecing, we'll come back to this. So I can just set this aside until I'm ready for it and keep it just like this. If I was cutting this out ahead of time, you could always put the plastic piece back on the mat to protect this and cut it out when you're ready. It's always nice to have an extra mat around. The glue is Art Glitter Glue. They're asking on Facebook. I get it from maymaymadeit.com. Okay, so now that flamingo goes here, and there are two pieces. Let's put these flamingos with the other pieces of flamingo. I'll put those on the mat over here. Okay, we have extra grass too. I'll do that later. Okay. Now, the Cricut wrote on these, and this is the top of the card. This is the inside of the card, and this has the pop-out piece. This is all cut for you. Oh yeah, the corner didn't cut well. I forgot, I was gonna fix that. So if you haven't gotten the file yet, wait until I can fix that little part. I forgot about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold this, but we're going to keep this up like this. So it has a score line here. I'm kind of pushing it down with my fingernails and then push this through to fold this. We don't want this to fold. You can fold this up a little, and it has a score line right here and at the top here and at the bottom here. So you can kind of push through with your finger to fold this. See that? So that's going to pop out like that. And then I'm going to line up these edges. Push this in. And push this out. So I'm going to grab this and get these really nice. And then I'm going to go over all of it to make sure the score lines are really nice and crisp. You can see how that scores. If you missed the beginning, I'm going to be putting more flamingos together, and you can always rewatch it. Okay, so now this has to go in here. So what we're gonna do first, you know what? We're gonna do this first. When I first cut this, I thought, I have to redo it. It was a test cut on this one, and it worked the first time I tried it. So this has a little cutout in it. And that is so the whole bottom part can be green and you won't see this hole. So I'm not sure how I even did this, because I kind of figured it out while I was doing it. And it kind of just fit in there. Okay. So the green part goes all the way up to the score line, because we're going to have some grass up here, and I liked the blue edge around here, but I didn't like it here. I wanted it to go all the way up to the edge. So there, now we have green even up through here. You know, I'm just going to do the same way I did it last time. I did not glue this down yet. And I'm going to put glue on this piece. Pretty much up to the score line. And all the edges really well. And we're only doing this one side, not the whole piece. And I'm going to line this up. Making sure it's even. These should fit exactly. Look at it on both sides. Now we're going to put glue on this piece. So on the back of the Flamingo Day, we're going to add glue, but we're not going to add glue to this area where this hole is. Otherwise, we're going to glue in the pop-out piece. So put glue all the way up there on the edge of where it's cut out. Back at the score line and on the very edge. And then we're going to fold this down on top of it. There. Now we open it up. It has this pop-out piece where Mr. Flamingo is going to be. This guy. Okay, now we need, I'm pushing this down. Wait a minute, there we go. Get that straight. Now this green piece is not glued on except for right behind here. It's glued from when I glued, it had a hole there when I glued the blue piece down. So I'm just going to lift this up and add glue to the rest of the bottom of the green. There. Now we have these pieces that have this little thing are extra ones. This, I think it was an egg holder or something. In Design Space, it's as something that goes like that, a cupcake holder or something. Oh, this isn't the right size, but it was, I'm not sure what it was, but it was something like that. That's why it has the tab. Okay. This piece I think goes on the front. So this piece fits the exact front. So this one we're saving for the front. And I think I use this on the front too. But I had another extra piece. And then I had a piece that fit exactly here and exactly there. Oh no, it covered up that one a little bit. Okay, so that goes there. And then I put this here and put this on top of it. But then I also took some pieces from this one and glued it to the back of this so it has more dimension. I'm not going to do that quite yet until I do the front also and figure out all the grass. So, I'm going to go ahead and glue him on. Now, pay attention, because this is one thing I kept trying to check to make sure that the flamingo would fit inside the card when the card is closed, to make sure he fits. So I'm going to put some glue on him. I'm not putting it all the way up because it doesn't go all the way up, because we're only gluing to this, not to the back of the card. Now, before the glue dries, make sure it'll close and you don't see him here. If you do see him, we can fix it by moving the grass on here down lower. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. See, the card is not too hard. And I lined up the grass so it would go right on the edge here. I just put glue on the lower part of the grass. Let that flare out if it wants to. Okay. This is a bigger piece. I put that in the front because it's closer. So I'm going to put this on the back. I'm going to stick it back behind him, lining it up on the edge over here. Is that fun? Okay, now I'm going to wait to do the other grass until we get the front pieces done. And so this one will fit here, and you can decide if you want. You know what I did? I glued this on first. Let's go ahead and do that. And then I put one of these pieces in front of this one. Okay, now when I close this, there. I put the grass just a little bit lower than the edge, and you could do it this way. And turn it over and make sure you can't see a lot of it. I liked it just a teeny bit. I don't know if you can see just a teeny bit, or just see the color really. But it just makes the front of the card look nice, having it down there at the bottom. All right, let's go back to putting the other flamingos together. Let's do this one. Oh, see, now this one has to flip this way. Make sure we do that right. So the black goes on the white. So I'm going to put glue on the black. And when we put the black on, make sure we can't see any of the white except for the white of his eye. And like I said, you could do this without the white because you really don't see much of that. Okay, so next we're going to do the beak. We're going to, this is the correct one, take the beige beak and glue it. I'm going to glue it right here on the mat. So I took the beige one off. Putting it right there, pushing down. You know what, I'm going to leave it there until we're ready to put this one on. I can put this on. So beige goes on the black. Beige or cream. I think I keep saying different name. Remember, there's a little edge of black around each one. And because this does not help me to know where the beak goes, we're going to skip up here. Now, this guy is in different pieces. This is why it's nice to leave them on the mat. So I'm going to glue the pink to the peach because I know the pink is on top. And I'm going to look at the back and make sure they're lined up like they should be. And that's what that one looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and put him on. So I can line him up with his neck and head. It's kind of easy. Leaving a little black around each edge. Okay, that's not hard. Now we can put the rest of his beak on. Put glue on the yellow side. Leaving a little bit black around the top. And now we have pink goes on top, so I'm putting glue on the pink. Oh, my glue is drying up. Need to stick my pin in. There we go. And just gonna put glue on the back and then put that down. Do we have any questions? Okay, now he has little pieces. See these little pieces up here? Those are from his bottom of his legs right here. And these pieces left here are his eyes, I think. Yeah, they're not needed, right? Guessing. Just making sure. Those were his eyes and those were eyes, I think. I don't see where they go. They're not. Okay. This is just a little sliver. So I'm just putting a little dab of glue down here. And I I'm just sticking this down there and it just fell upside down. There. And this one, I'm gonna put a little down. Oh, we gotta do his legs. There's 4 pieces to his legs. I'm gonna turn this around the right way. I think it's the right way. It's kind of a triangle. I don't think it'll make a big difference. Okay, so now if you can see his legs, there's a tiny piece right here. Let me see if I can pick it up with this. Not on the mat. That goes right here. It's nice to have a little tool to move it around with when there's such tiny pieces. Okay. I like this glue because it dries clear. So if I do have to move it around and you can see the white of the glue, you won't when it's done. Okay. Oh, I guess it's only 3 pieces for his legs, not 4. I can't count that high. There, now this one's done. And it's kind of relaxing to do paper piecing. I love paper piecing. You could take these and do print and cut. You can make these all print and cut if you don't want to do the paper piecing. Okay. Next, we have this guy. We want to make sure we have him going the correct way. So he goes over this way. His eye is over here. So we know that's right. Oh, but it's not over here. I had to flip him over because his legs didn't match up. Make sure they match and you put it together before you add glue. Now I flipped it over to put glue on it. I only stress these points because they're big mistakes that I have made in the past and I've had to recut things because of it. So I'm just trying to save you that. This is, the white is craft board, the black is cardstock, the pink and peach. These colors are holographic craft board from Cricut. It's all from Cricut. Okay, now we need to glue this onto the beak. So the cream color gets glued on the yellow for the beak. Line it up. So there's just a little stripe of yellow. And then this cream, because nothing goes under it, there's no yellow underneath this piece, we glue the cream piece onto the black. And as I showed, if you missed the beginning of the video, I show you how to know what order they go in. I think that looks good. I'm going around trying to make sure there's a little black around the whole thing. Okay, so now glue the pink on top of this peach. We're almost done. I'm gonna lift this up so I can turn it over to make sure it's lining up. Because if these aren't lined up, it's not a huge deal, but you won't see black around it. Like in some of the ones I've already done. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, this is ready. Let's glue this on. And there, that's ready. And now we have this thin, this is garbage. That's cut away, that was between it. Oh, there's this tiny piece down here that goes on the top of his leg. So I'm gonna take these bigger pieces. I'm gonna just look at them, put them on to kind of see where they go. And glue the pink on top of the peach. And then put glue on the bottom. And we can put the beak on. Whoops. There we go. I'm just going to put that glue here. Put that over on top of it. Move it a little bit with this. I think that's how that goes. Okay. We're going to put this leg on. Oh, and make sure you watch my videos this month. Every Saturday, I have Design Space classes at 11 a.m. and I do a giveaway every Saturday. And in that giveaway, I ask a question and you have to watch live and you have to be the first to answer the question or to guess a word. Sometimes it's a word that has something to do with my videos for the week. Well, sometime this month, I'm gonna do a bigger giveaway and I might ask about all my videos that I have done this past month, but it'll be near the end of the month. It will not be the one on the last day of the month, but it'll be on one of the Saturdays and it's not confirmed yet. So let me just say it would be maybe possibly the best giveaway I've ever done on a Saturday live. Okay, we're done, right? I think so. I think those were just all extra pieces. Okay. Throw that mat somewhere else and let's do our card. Okay. So we don't need that anymore. Okay, so now we're going to put the flamingos down here. You know what? I'm just going to glue them on for now. You could, if you wanted to, if you didn't want to use extra grass, you could like glue him on underneath that grass there. But I have this extra cut, so I'm just going to add more and it'll just give it more dimension. So we're going to glue his feet, his legs, his body, and head. And I'm going to stick them down here. And we're going to stick this one on. And like I said, if you want to do print and cut on the flamingos, all you have to do is click them and click flatten. Just flatten the flamingos. In Saturday's video, I'm going to show you how to change the words and change stuff. And I will show you how to flatten these guys if you don't know. Okay, I'm going to use... These are Cricut fabric scissors. These are amazing fabric scissors. So I love them for paper also. But you don't want to use the same scissors or same Cricut blade on fabric that you do on paper, because paper will dull your blade. So I have these scissors and I marked them. This is, everyone asks, what do you do with adhesive foil? Well, I labeled my scissors as paper. So this pair of scissors I use for paper, so I don't dull my other ones. And I'm just going to cut some of this. Just wherever I want. It's no big deal. And I'm going to glue some down here. Where do I want that? Maybe right there. Yeah, if you have arthritis and you can't work with little pieces, I suggest just flatten them and do print and cut. Okay, now I'm going to add some grass in here. I'm going to put this one. You know what, I might add glue to this. I'm just going to glue to his feet. And I'm going to fold it down, make sure it folds good. And then this one, I think I'm just going to stick, and I thought I had more grass. I don't know, might have fallen. Stick it back here. So I'm gluing it to this piece here, to the piece that's popped out. Always test it, make sure it folds okay. There. Now someone's gonna have an amazing day. And like I said, you can make this card be a birthday card or anything you want it to be. Wishing you a amazing day. Isn't that fun? All right, now there is a link in the description to where you can get the file. I give all of my files to the people who support my channel on Patreon or through YouTube or through Facebook. There's links below. And it's just something I give back for those who give my channel. Look at how pretty the flamingos are. These flamingos look better than these flamingos. I did a better job the second time around. Whoops. Okay, and oh my goodness, what happened to the chat? That wasn't like that when we started. I don't know why that does that. There we go. Okay, do we have any questions? Valerie on Facebook says, is the card design in Design Space? I'm flocking crazy about flamingos. The card design is not in Design Space. It is a Design Space project. So let me tell you about all my Design Space projects. You could do just the pop-out part. I made that from free images in Design Space. All of my projects are not SVGs. They're Design Space projects that I create, and they're in my personal Design Space files that I share with you. So at $2 or more on Patreon, you get access to hundreds of my Design Space projects. Hundreds. So that goes all the way back to 2014 when I started Design Space. You get access to all of those, but a lot of them I really try to make out of free images, like the pop-out part. But the flamingos and the grass and the font is in Cricut Access. So you could, if you don't have Cricut Access, you can still make this card, but Design Space, Cricut will ask you to pay for the flamingos and the grass and the font. You can choose to pay for those individually. To be honest, if I had to pay for the flamingo, I wouldn't buy all three. I might maybe repeat one and flip it and then put one on the inside, and then you could do that just for 99 cents and have that flamingo. And anytime you want to use a flamingo, you can always use that same flamingo. You can delete any of the images that I have in any of my projects, so you're not charged. And you get that some people ask, my Design Space projects, they're the same projects if you support on YouTube or Facebook or Patreon. You get access to the same projects. Hi T-Pain on Twitch. How do you clean your mat? One way I clean my mat is with baby wipes. When it feels like it's not as sticky anymore, I clean it with baby wipes. What that does is it gets off the paper debris, because that does get on the mat and keep it from being sticky. And then after you clean it with a baby wipe, you let it dry just a few minutes and it's sticky again. And then when that doesn't work anymore, then I take it to the sink and I will wash it with just a little dish soap and water and let that, just rub it a little bit with my hands and let that dry, and it's sticky again. Yes, Kimberly, it is $2 monthly and you can cancel at any time. So if you want to go in and get some of my projects and save them to your account and cancel, you can do that. Looking at your comments for questions. Thank you, Joan. So Saturday Design Space class, I will show you how to take a project and customize it. And I will answer your questions live. Thank you, Sherry. Joan, I just went back to some of the comments. Joan says, man, that little flamingo's really sticking his neck out. She is so funny. Miss Superklutz. Joan says, I love your phrase. Did you know I love created words? Well, I do. You rock. Miss Joan is always making up words in her comments. I love it. And in the chat. Okay, I think all of the questions have been answered. T-Pain on Twitch is asking me, what are your favorite projects to make? I think I like making 3D projects the best. Like my pin holder. This is just one piece of the pin holder, but this is done with holographic vinyl. If you missed this, I did this Thursday night. And people are like, what did you make that out of? You used your Cricut? It's with chipper? It's with chipboard and holographic vinyl, and then other pieces I just use paper. But this one's so pretty. I have my infusible ink pens in it. Thank you, Terry. She says, being a Melody Lane supporter is worth every single penny. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Sherry. You cannot pay for a full year at once. None of the platforms work that way, so there's no option to do that. All right, guys, I don't see any more questions, so I will see you Thursday night at 8 p.m. And I think, well, if I say it now, I guess we have to do it, right? I think we're going to try to engrave these bracelets. I haven't even opened it. As you can see, we're going to engrave on them and make these bracelets. We're going to try something new. I haven't tried it yet, but we'll try this Thursday night. It's Impress Art. Maybe I'll add a link to this in the description below. I didn't know I was going to talk about this, so I didn't put a link. But I got these from Amazon, and I've been told you can engrave on them with the Cricut. Kay Hall engraved on these and shared it in my group, Cricut Design Space with Melody Lane. Thank you, Linda Harris. So, yeah, we're going to try, I'm going to try to color these too if I can. Do you think we can color on these? It's aluminum. I don't know. Maybe we'll try, experiment. Engraving doesn't take long at all. We're going to engrave the entire thing live. Like, I will open it and we're going to play. Yeah, we'll add a link to the description of this video. All right, guys. Nightbot just shared my Amazon link to my Amazon shop, but this isn't in there yet. But if you go through that link and purchase anything on Amazon, I do get a small commission. Doesn't cost you any extra, and I really appreciate it, even if it's not craft supplies. All right, guys, I love you, and I will see you Thursday. Bye.